Good afternoon, YouTube. Today I'm going to be talking about my 3 favorite tactical watches and going over the pros and cons of each one of them and explaining to you why I wear what I wear and why you should also wear one. If you've been a longtime fan of the channel, I'm sure you've seen the 91W on my wrist, as well as the Casio F105 as of more recently. And in my very latest stuff, I now have a Casio A168. And this is what I now wear every day. We are going to start with the F91W. This is a very famous watch. Some would say an infamous watch. This has been used the world over. It was introduced in the mid-80s by Casio, the Japanese digital watch company. They make other things besides digital watches, but I know them for their digital watches. That's about all I use from Casio. This is a super basic watch. Get you a better view of this. The F91W has been used by terrorists. It's been used by special forces. It's been used by frontline troops. It's been used by office work commuters and scientists. It is a super basic $15 watch you can pick up anywhere. I got my first 91W back in basic training because it was the cheapest watch at the BX. Super handy watch. They lose 1 to 5 seconds a month. So every 6 months to a year, sometimes you have to click it and add or subtract a minute, but close enough. The features are very bare bones. You have 3 buttons on this watch. You have illumination, which is quite poor. We'll be going back to that in the future, right? And then you have normal time, your alarm, your stopwatch, tuning, and then right back to just normal time, right? Super simple, super bare bones. Most of these are made in Thailand. I've heard that sometimes they'll be made in China. I don't know if they made any in Japan originally, but as of now, Thailand's kind of where you're getting these. And then the strap and buckle are going to be Chinese. Like I said, super cheap, super durable. These aren't officially shock resistant in any way. These are not G-Shocks, right? These are just normal watches. But I've done pretty crazy things to these watches and never had one break all the way. You have about a 10-year battery life, which is quite good. We'll compare the face of the watch to the other two later on with some better footage, but just know that's 91W. I had that for 3 and some change years, and then I ended up taking it off to work on my pickup and ran it over 2 or 3 times accidentally. This was concrete truck tire over the watch. I still have the watch. It still works, but it did get a crack across the screen, so I don't use it anymore. This is my friend's 91W. But just know, with a half-ton Ford pickup, you can run these over multiple times. It still holds time. The buzzer goes off at 5 o'clock every day, and it sits in my closet. I can still hear it, right? So super durable watch. In the early 90s, though, they were actually replaced by Casio, or at least they should have been replaced. This was the replacement. This is the F105, right? The F105 I purchased. It was $2 more than this. So I think I paid like 14 or 15 bucks back in 2020 for one of these. In 2024, I bought one of these for maybe 19 or 20 bucks. This is my second 105. The Jungle took one. That's a whole nother story, but this is my second 105. You have a 7-year battery life with this. All the same features, all the same buttons. The only major difference, slightly thicker, and you have full illumination. We're gonna get some footage of this, some B-roll, but you're gonna see that illuminator, right, is the reason that this, the 105, was supposed to replace the 91W. Now, they still produce this, they still sell this. This is still more popular and sells more units than the 105. People on the internet love the 91W, but just know the 105 is everything but better. It is a few millimeters thicker, but it is so small that you will not notice on your wrist. They look almost identical. I'll have some footage right here of comparing the faces, and I'll show you right here as well. You can see there's just slight differences. It's kind of dark in here, but just a slight redesign, a little bit more modern, a little bit flashier. It says Illuminator up at the top. They're both water resistant. Casio claims you can wash your hands and maybe dunk your hands in the sink for dishes, but you shouldn't go swimming in these. I have friends who swim in them. I've never seen one die due to water, but I wouldn't swim in one, personally. But they've been super good in terms of rain. I've had them in snow. I've worn these at -20, -30. I've gotten frostbite with these watches. They're a pretty all-weather watch, but maybe don't go deep sea diving with them. So both water resistant, both have the exact same features, hold the exact same time, and it's almost the same module inside, right? So don't stop watching the video, but this is probably what I would recommend, the 105. If you're watching this looking for a recommendation, this is the watch to get. They're less than $22 everywhere and sometimes $17, right? Super reliable. They're made in the same factory, same strap, identical watch with a way, way better illuminator. If your job has you doing things at night, or if you just, do things at night, yeah, better illuminator. That brings us to my current watch, and that is the A168. The A168, I'll hold it up to the camera so you can see. It's just the 105 module. It's the same 3 buttons, same features, same backlight, the illuminator. That's a full LCD illumination compared to the little baby this one's just a terrible backlight. So you have all of the features, all of the resistance of this watch, and this is just more stylish. I paid $45 for it. You could probably find them closer to 35. Yeah, they're not super inexpensive. I would feel bad if I lost this in the woods, but it's not like losing, G-Shocks start around $60 or $70. So you're still looking at a made in Taiwan watch. You got stainless steel band, stainless steel case. It's a little bit thicker than even the 105. Same backlight, but it's just a lot flashier. And so I have been wearing this to most stuff just because it's more eye-catching. I think it looks cool. I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. In fact, it's quite shiny, and I probably wouldn't wear this for anything too serious, but I have been wearing it to training. It gets a lot more attention. Working with like police departments and other countries and stuff, it is cool when people see my watch and I get compliments on it, but really it's just a 105, but a little bit more stylish. And that's why I will continue wearing this for most stuff. But for most people in the tactical space, I recommend buy one of these. This can't be hacked. This doesn't have any IR. This is just a simple, dumb watch. You can wear this to your intel briefs. You can wear this at the shooting range. You could probably wear it in the pool. Sweat won't destroy it. And if you lose it, you're not losing a $700 Garmin smartwatch, right? I don't need to be collecting texts on my cell phone when I'm on patrol, right? If I'm out doing a 24-hour exercise, I don't need to be playing Angry Birds. I don't need to be tracking anything, right? All I need is the time, and this holds the time. I have a stopwatch, everything you need, nothing you don't. So cannot recommend enough Casio 105. Thank you for watching. If you have a watch you prefer, right? I'm sure the G-Shock, I would someday like to use a normal like 5600 G-Shock. They seem just a little bigger than this, and Casio quality is high quality. Leave a comment in the comments. What watch do you use for doing tactical stuff and daily stuff? More content coming soon. Subscribe, like, comment, dislike. Enjoy. See you in the future.